Rugby, the game we all love, the game we love watching, the game we love playing, the game they say they actually play in heaven. But lately, rugby hasn't been as entertaining as it used to be. In fact, we've actually been a bit bored with rugby. What's going on? Part 1 of this series will look at, is rugby dead? Number 1, time wasting. Time wasting, Matt, is one of the things which is killing rugby at the moment. It's one of the reasons why we actually don't find rugby as exciting. There was actually a news article, or an article written by a UK journalist in the Irish Times. His name was Matt Williams. And Matt Williams said, at the moment rugby is like, you can have a scrum, the scrum forms up, you can go across the road, have a pint of beer with your buddies, go out, just do a few extra chores, come home, and they're still busy with their same scrum.
Yeah.
Which is time wasting, which is killing rugby. Matt, what's your opinion?
Yeah, so with the scrum's been called. The guys are then tying their laces. Every second scrum is a reset scrum. The ref talks to the players, the front row, and then the scrum only gets done after about 2-3 minutes, and that's each scrum. And in a game of rugby, there's about 10 scrums or so. It's about 25 minutes worth of scrums. That's just one aspect of it. These days, there's these pre-huddles before each lineouts as well, which is half a minute to a minute. Conversions are way longer than a minute and a half. Penalties, the same thing. Every single try is being referred to the TMO, but first the ref still chats to his assistant refs, then calls time off, and then eventually goes upstairs. All these little things add up, and it's just made rugby extremely slow, and like the amount of action that we're actually watching in rugby, it's about 20-25 minutes a game actually with its actual play. It's almost like the NFL of this side of the world, if you want to call it that.
I mean, rugby did try and make things a bit more exciting with the whole use it rule.
Yes, it's a good concept and it's a good rule, but the thing is that there's no time to it. When the ref says use it should be 5 seconds. Use it, but now these teams are. It's like this whole big massive morph of forwards, and then like the scrum off does this whole big step and this big box kick, but it takes about a minute or so. So especially like in like the last few minutes of a game or of a half where like a team is just trying to hold on, the ref calls use it and they just take their time and no one calls it. There's been one female ref in one of these Currie Cup games where she actually blew a team because they didn't use the ball after her second time saying use it. But it was a scrum, which took 2-3 minutes anyway. So there needs to be some sort of change with this.
So we can obviously see the blatant time wasting by teams. They're doing this to obviously run down the clock quicker. Yeah. And this is a new tactic, well not a new tactic, but it's a tactic that's being used in rugby, which we think is unfair. It is making the game unfair. But let's not linger on negativity. Let's look at the positive aspect. What do you think, Matt, can be changed so there's not so much time wasting, so that rugby is more fair and the game is more exciting to watch?
Yeah, I don't think it's only when teams are ahead, or I think it's just time wasting in general. I think it's just a concept or just a thing where it's not being monitored at all, and it's just a norm these days that a scrum takes 3-4 minutes. A lineout has these pre-huddles. What the refs should do, and it's part of the law book, I think it's law 5?
It's law 5 subsection 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the refs need to allocate a timekeeper or use the TMO or the fourth official or whatever. They need to manage the time, and they need to call time off when there's a reset scrum. They need to call time off when there's any time off where there's actually no action being taken place. So the refs then that just leave that out of their sort of
so they can delegate.
Yeah.
Subsection 4 says they can delegate their whole timekeeping to someone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I know that the Varsity Cup and the Currie Cup and I think the URC as well, they have a time clock now for conversions and penalties, which is great. It's a small step, but at least it's something happening. That should be carried out to all rugby, but more steps as in when a scrum goes down, because every second scrum is a reset, like I said earlier, times go off, but you use the TMO and you or use a timekeeper for this sort of part of, and RB as well need to be a lot more stricter on this sort of aspect of reffing.
It's almost like you were telling me earlier, it's almost like football, like soccer, where you got your injury time and the game goes over, so there's a set amount of time. Rugby is 80 minutes. You can go injury time an extra 5 minutes, make it 85 minutes, make it 90 minutes. When there is all this time wasting, they can obviously have an injury time period.
So soccer has added time or stoppage time. I think it's great. I don't think rugby needs to have that, but they need to have something similar to it. So if this time wasting is happening, then add an extra few minutes after the game, or just the time needs to be controlled a lot more stricter by someone else, by like a timekeeper or a TMO or so on.
I agree with you, I fully agree. So that's our viewpoint. We feel that time wasting is definitely hampering the game, making it less enjoyable for us to watch. This is part 1 of the series. Part 2 and whatever else, we'll look at different aspects of the game. So leave us a comment, let us know what you think how rugby is going at the moment. Do you think that time wasting is an issue? Do you want to see things changed? We had a couple of ideas here, maybe give us your idea, let us know what you think. And please hit the like button, press subscribe, it is free. You can see more of our videos, and until next time, cheers for now.